You're listening to Arvo Part, Spiegel and Spiegel, Mirror and Mirror. This is a special edition of 4 minutes and 34 seconds. My daily ode to John Cage is 4 minutes and 33 seconds. This is a special prison edition. I'm broadcasting live from the past. I was released from prison 2 years ago on April 19th. So 2 years ago I was still in prison. And I'm thinking very much about that time. I'm thinking about the time when I was on F-Wing at Bedford, HMP Bedford, the Vulnerable Prisoners Unit, and this unit is set up mainly for sex offenders, although some of us were not. I was there because of my sexual orientation. One of the guys I found incredibly attractive, but I'd already made up my mind at that point to not have sex in prison. So I was sharing a cell with a Hungarian, Csongor, who was heterosexual and also a pedophile. But this other fellow, whose name I've forgotten, I think it was Adam, was an interesting character. He was a white guy from a very working class background, although not as working class as most, perhaps the upper working class, who'd been jailed, I think, for having sex with someone who was slightly underage, but not prepubescent. I'm thinking 16 or 15, and he was 20-something. Probably 15. Although these things get muddled in prison. Anyways, it became evident to me at some point that he was bisexual, and he began flirting with me. I realized one day that he had converted before I got there to Islam. So I went into his cell and looked at his prayer mat, and we spoke, I think it might have been around the time of Ramadan, about iftar and praying to Mecca. He was surprised that I knew some of these things. There weren't very many people of color in this wing, and there weren't very many people who were Muslim in this wing either. Anyways, one day he had his sights on me moving into his cell, and I blew it off a bit until he said, his cellmate said, "Oh, well, he was all ready for you. He had the condoms ready and everything." How interesting, I thought. This white working class guy who converted to Islam, convicted of a sex crime, quite attractive, named Lewis, that's his name, wanted to have sex with me in his cell. So I was thinking about that today, and the necessity of having flip-flops in prison, because you don't want to get bacterial